Hey folks, Jimmy here, your Stories from the Forestry Forum narrator. Today's tale come from member Mark M., who we lost to a tragic accident while moving logs years ago. Mark was quite the humorist, and this story is one of his most popular. A good man, gone too soon. Our story is entitled, A Bad Day Blowing Snow. Last weekend we got a pretty good snow, about 6 inches. Out here on the prairie, a few inches is a big deal because it blows around and makes some pretty big drifts. I get out my snowblower and start to clear the parking lot. The 30-room house has parking for about 10 cars. The drifts are about 2 to 3 feet high, but I have memorized where everything is that's buried under the snow. Well, almost everything. I'm trying to get close to the house and bang! One flower pot bites the dust. Okay, no biggie. It's just a plastic flower pot and we have a lot of them. I turn around, make another cut, and bang, another flower pot. Dang! I thought I knew where those things were. So now I go out by the wood pile and I know there is some wood under the snow, so I better not get too close. Whirr, flip, 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 squeal, crunch. Dang! I forgot that tarp was laying by the woodpile. Oh well, it's only a $10 plastic tarp. I tip the snowblower up on its handles and my wife and I start cutting the tarp out of the blower. Dang! It's hard to get 20 feet of tarp out of a snowblower. Found one of the shear bolts broken, so I go out to the garage and get one of my cheap Taiwanese bolts and put it in the auger. Next, I tip the blower back down, pull the rope, and about rip my fingers off. Dang, thing won't turn over. I know what it is. I must have had some gas run down into the crankcase. Okay, I pull the dipstick and about 1 quart of oil and gas runs out of the crankcase. Wow, I'm glad it didn't start, otherwise I would have ruined the engine. I push the snowblower into the garage, change the oil, and I'm ready to go again. About a half hour goes by and everything is working great. Now I'm over by the log pile in my sawmill. I know I have a few logs there and some slabs from when Gus was up, so I better be careful. Bang! Whoops! I got a little close to that little pine log that's hidden under the snow. No problem, I have a whole box of them cheap bolts. Another half hour goes by and now I have most of the parking lot cleared. I better try to get a little closer to the house. What's this? My extension cord is hanging over the old freezer. I better not get too flip, 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 flip close. Dang! Now I got my good 12-gauge extension cord. Oh well, it's not really that hard to get 25 feet of extension cord out of an auger. Besides that, I can always use 2 short extension cords. Some days it just don't pay to get out of bed. Mark. P.S. If that weren't enough, when I get inside I hear, "Honey, the sewer must be plugged again. There's water coming out of the drain in the washroom."